Hey everybody on YouTube, this is Kyle Snyder once again, aka Clipton, and I'm doing yet another top 5 list. And I know I usually do top 10 lists, but this time around I'm doing yet another top 5 list. This one I'm doing top 5 NFL rule changes I want to see happen. As many of you know, the Rules Committee recently did some rule changes for the next season of the NFL. All chop blocks being illegal. If you commit two personal fouls or unsportsmanlike conduct penalties of a certain time, you're automatically ejected, etc., etc. But anyways, here's my thoughts of what I'd like to see on rule changes in the NFL. Number 5, reinstate the dunk. Yes, I get why they banned it in the first place. For those who are wondering, the dunk is basically a touchdown celebration where you dunk the football over the crossbar of the, goalpost. And I get why they did it, because there have been some cases in which it's caused the uprights to offset. But such a case very rarely happens. I want to see them reinstate the dunk, because I feel it's one of the most exciting touchdown celebrations of them all. Touchdown celebrations that's legal, of course. It's not legal anymore because it results in an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. We got the people spiking the football. We got the Lambeau leap. Why can't we keep the dunk? It's like, again, I get why they did it, but it rarely happens that it causes the uprights to offset. I feel we should reinstate the dunk. Anyways, number 4, make defensive scores during points after touchdowns worth 6 points instead of 2. Personally, I feel that it's a lot harder to, when a team's attempting an extra point, it's a lot harder for the defense to block it and send it all the way back for them to score. And when they do, it's only worth 2 points. Why not make it worth 6 points? Give the defense extra incentive to put in an extra effort to really playing defense on points after touchdown. It would really change the game as well. Can you imagine a team scoring a go-ahead touchdown with less than a minute left? They're going for the extra point. The defense blocks it and brings it back all the other way. It ought to be worth 6 points in my opinion, because then it would really deflate the other team. It would really change the whole momentum of the game in a second. Anyways, number 3. Make intentional grounding reviewable. Now, I'm sure many of you are probably wondering, why would I want to see intentional grounding be reviewable? Well, there have been some instances last season in which a quarterback managed to get out of the pocket and throw it away, but the ball doesn't even get close to passing the line of scrimmage. And when referees huddle together to decide whether or not intentional grounding should be reviewable, there have been some cases in which it didn't reach the line of scrimmage, and they're like, there is no penalty for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the pocket and the ball reached the line of scrimmage, but the replay shows that the ball was like 2 or 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage. It's like, if the coaches were allowed to challenge that, then it would be an intentional grounding penalty, and things would be a lot different. I think intentional grounding should be a reviewable play in those cases. And don't tell me it's very hard to determine intentional grounding. In those cases, it isn't hard. All you have to do is look at where the ball landed in comparison to the line of scrimmage, and you can call intentional grounding. It's that simple. Anyways, moving on. Number 2, no overtime in preseason games. Let's face it. Who wants to see a preseason game go into overtime? Not me, that's for sure. And not a lot of fans. And there's another reason why I'd propose this rule change as well, because preseason games, they don't really mean a whole lot. They're really only there to evaluate players and to help coaches make the determination for the final 53-man roster. I mean, that's really all the preseason it's for. It's for evaluating players. I mean, there's no glory in the preseason. There's no extra rewards in the preseason. There's really no need for overtime in it. And finally, the number one rule change I'd like to see in the NFL: kickoffs through the uprights, resulting in 3 points. I mean, we always know that that when a kickoff goes out of the end zone, it's a touchback. But what if a kickoff happens to go through the uprights as if it were a field goal? In my opinion, that ought to be worth 3 points. Give extra incentive to the kickers. Because those extra 3 points would definitely help change the game. And yes, of course, the receiving team would still get the ball afterwards at the point of the touchback, which this season I believe it's going to be at the 25. And personally, I'd like to see it change back to the 20 the next season, because the line of scrimmage after a touchback should have remained at the 20-yard line, in my opinion. But anyways, points resulting from a kickoff going through the uprights, that ought to be a rule change, and it would definitely change the outcome of a game. So those are my opinions on what rule changes should happen in the NFL. What rule changes would you like to see happen? Be sure to leave a comment in the section below. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.